listening to Frank Skinner's podcast from Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane. You can text the show on 81215, follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, or email the show via the Absolute Radio website.
Morning.
Morning.
Hey, Frank. We've had... I don't want to go straight to outside world.
Go on, go straight to outside world. It's the only way I'm going out there today in this temperature.
Okay. This is from 877. Whatever happened to the Mexican wave?
Yeah, I do occasionally. I've occasionally seen it at very dull sports events. It's always like the ultimate slap in the face to a sports event if people get to that stage. What I used to like about the Mexican wave is
You've seen a few in your time.
Yeah, it's had that slight sort of Brexit edge to it. It's that if people didn't join in, if it went to like the exec boxes and they didn't get up, you get real hate.
You're either in or you're out.
Yeah, you have to join in with this, and if you don't join in with it, then we despise you.
It's difficult for people like me, your natural contrarian that struggles with the whole joining in thing.
I don't know how you'd have gone on in Nazi Germany. There's no place for the contrarian.
No, you're right.
Here's one. I know I could be wrong about this while we're on the whatever happened to. Whatever happened to... Butterscotch seemed to be much more popular.
Oh.
It was everywhere. You could get a butterscotch everything.
You mean the flavour? I mean, the butterscotch sweet, certainly, I would say, has gone slightly out of favour.
But the flavour of things, you never get a butterscotch option anymore.
Lovely Angel Delight you used to get.
Angel Delight.
Sounds a bit old-fashioned, doesn't it? The whole thing of butterscotch.
Mm-hmm.
Butterscotch also, people always favoured a clear wrapper, I fancied, for a butterscotch.
And also, it's got, like, national obesity crisis, national binge drinking crisis, all mixed up together. And that's
perfectly straddles those crises.
Yeah, I think we're probably better off without it.
I think we need it. We've got the Kendall mint cake.
To hell with butterscotch. That's
what about when you kept me so long in that shop choosing an anorak for you that I had to stop and have Kendall mint cake in the sports shop?
I know.
I was so hungry.
That's the great thing about being in a outdoor shop. If you're hungry
for a great deal of time.
I stopped on the stairs for Kendall mint cake.
Yeah, a bit of KMC and she was off like a rocket.
Back to shopping.
He couldn't make his mind up.
Oh, well.
He looked great in the end.
Yeah, I just cared about being dry. Okay. So
we've had another missive from the outside world, an idiotic eureka moment.
Oh, we've going through all the classics today.
Well,
idiotic eureka moment is when you realise something that everyone else realised ages ago, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also with this character, Dan, who's messaged us.
Was he a Trump fan, is he?
No, I'm not a Trump fan. Dear Frank, Alan...
Long draft down. Sorry.
Dear Frank, Alan and Emily, a friend mentioned to me that Liam Gallagher was actually called William Gallagher. I wondered why he was called Liam before realising that Liam was short for William. I'd never realised this despite going to school with two Liams. Praise redacted, Dan.
Hold it.
You're not having it?
I don't think Liam is short for William.
Oh, well, it makes sense to me.
Well, it makes sense in that it's the last few letters of that. But I don't think that's a general...
In fact, it makes more sense than Bill being short for William.
Well, I knew an American comic, you may know him, whose name was Billiam. So he had done neither one thing. His parents...
Made up story.
That's just silly.
Google him.
That is silly.
Yeah, it's like his parents had thought, well, we know what...
It's a silly Billiam.
Yeah, silly
You're
Billy.
right.
His parents must have thought, we know where this is going. We'll cut them off at the pass. And Billiam. It's probably still working.
We'll get him on.
I like a name that's almost a name.
Well, it's... I haven't seen anyone else try that one.
You don't think Liam is short for William?
No, I think Liam is just... It's what? William Neeson.
Liam Neeson? But it sounds like it.
No, it could be.
It sounds like he's literally short for it.
It could
No, I
be.
It's
don't
a
think-
shorter version of what you've just
Well,
said.
it is a shorter version, but I don't think it's a shortening, is what I mean.
Oh, okay.
Although I
Well, I'm
believe
sure our readers
Mama
will
Little
know.
Baby like shortening. But I don't think she was responsible for the Liam project.
Frank Skinner.
On Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
Well, there's a lot going on in the texts.
Well, 974 has been in touch with some butterscotch news.
Oh, yes.
Salted caramel replaced butterscotch. That's from Susie. Lovely work, Susie.
Can you believe that? You know, the first person I heard of, in the first context of salted caramel, was Barack Obama liked it. That was the first time I ever heard of it. He was the great champion of all that.
Of the SC.
We actually had an email in recently, but I think it was right at the end of the show saying whatever happened to unsalted caramel. I haven't seen it for ages.
Exactly.
And they never got their credit for it.
And imagine if you said that. I'd say that if I ordered an ice cream. I'd say, could you not have it salted, please? Okay.
I have a theory that sweet and salty popcorn doesn't have any salty in it. I think they just say salty just for, the people who live in North London and worried about their weight.
Do you think?
Which one do you go for, by the way?
Oh, sweet, definitely. If you're going to have popcorn, have you ever had just salty popcorn?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
I'm salty.
I don't like popcorn.
Oh, it's like...
I think it's minging.
Do you know us three? Well, it just shows we cater for all.
Yeah,
So
that's why we're such a successful team. Is that
Triumvirate.
blend?
Oh, what about Liam? I mean, do you want to do the honours?
351. Actually, we've got quite a few Liam answers.
Liam, actually, I think I went to Catholic school with.
It's all that Richard Curtis film.
Liam is a short form of the Irish name William from Richard in Bracknell. I think we've covered that.
So that's right, then.
I was led to believe Liam was the Catholic version of the Protestant William. That's from Isabel.
Oh, of course they're not going to go for William because of King Billy.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
What happened to King Billy?
Well, William of Orange, and then...
Oh, yes, I remember him, yeah.
Oh, we don't really...
No.
We don't discuss
Let's
that.
take-
Not on
No.
a Saturday morning.
We won't talk
Have you
about
checked the
William
little
of
handbook?
Orange.
No, the handbook. No, but in the Catholic supplement, which is in
I see.
my own particular absolute handbook, they tell me not to bring it up in case it gets malicious. That's what the note says. So no.
So Liam is the Irish version of William.
Well, I never
Apparently
knew
so.
that. Hush my mouth. Can I tell you something? I went to I went away for the weekend.
Oh, fancy.
I went to. Have you ever heard of Luton Who?
No.
No, it's not a convention. Sounds
That's
like
what I was thinking.
yeah, Luton Who. I don't know what a Who
Alan's stomach
is.
just rumbled.
Yeah, did you hear that? Really audible. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm worried about this. He's on the mat every day of the week. He's not eating.
Oh, no, I'm eating.
Rattling, yeah.
Luton Who, is. Well, you know when you get a Who, like Sutton Who, HOO. I don't know what it actually means.
No.
But it's some sort of place name.
Make sure you keep both those O's on, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, so the hotel was called Luton Who. Of course, me and my son soon managed to construct a knock-knock joke
Oh, nice.
out of it.
Yeah.
And then I thought, I had a bit of a whatever happened to knock-knock jokes. I haven't heard any new stuff. They tend to be retreads. Don't you find knock-knock? I wondered if it was the video doorbell. You know, remember the Boggle song, Video Doorbell Killed the Knock-Knock jokes?
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder because people now don't say who's there. You press the video doorbell and they go, all right, Steve, come in.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if that's killed it off.
Yeah. Technology.
Unintended consequences of the technology, innit? Spoiled the jokes.
What about when I had a long conversation with a bloke who worked on a TV show about... he came to my dressing room and I said... I explained that I actually judged people even before I'd met them by the way they knocked on my door. You know what, though? If you hear... You think, I'm gonna hate this person. It's interesting. I mean, I can't see through wood. Don't think I can, but I don't need to. I just
Sorry to hear that.
You just know.
Somewhat relieved.
You know what's coming.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
We've got some Who news for you now, Frank.
What a Who is?
Yes, I know it's an app you subscribe to, Who News.
Yes.
It's not that kind of Who, can we just say?
No.
HOO.
Yeah.
A Who is a hill, according to 719.
That's it.
I think it's a historic hill.
No, I had a friend who was an expert on Worcestershire place names.
Oh,
he was
yes.
really quite high up in the Worcestershire place names community. And whenever there was a place that was called something like Wild Dog Meadow, you always think, oh, fabulous. I bet. He always said, I know Wildug, it means a muddy road. And this is the least romantic thing of all time, place names. So that does not surprise me. Okay, Luton Hill then. That's all I need to remember. And didn't Ricky Hill used to play for Luton?
Oh.
That's weird. Yeah, so, not jokes, etc. I'd say the doorbell. Have you got a doorbell?
Yeah. Well,
a
guess
knocker.
what? Guess what?
Go on.
I've got a Christmas theme on my doorbell at the moment.
Oh, you've
Have
actually
you?
just done it for the season.
No, I had the doorbell, but I have a variety. I can choose. And
It's
I
amazing
chose
what
that.
they can do now, isn't it?
Because,
It
obviously
really
you
is.
have... Yeah, I went for that one. I've got a Wi-Fi doorbell.
Wow,
Wireless, I
I
mean.
didn't know. Because I've always thought the doorbell was very unexploited. In the way ringtones, people go
Yes.
all sorts, whereas the doorbell, ours is,
Right.
yeah, I mean, rubbish.
We combine a door knocker with a whippet going mental because there's someone at the door. So,
Yeah, but they do that live, don't you? Keep doorbells live.
Yeah, that's
Would
what
be
we're
a
like.
good, that'd be a tough old job. Right. It's like the car horn. You know the car horn. You know the two classic novelty.
horns.
You know there was that da 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 da, and there was
And then there was...
da 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 da. Were they actually horns, or were they supplementary things that your car would do? If someone
I
dashed,
see, yeah.
if someone stepped in front of you, would you actually go da 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 da? Or is that like an extra? Is it just the joy of driving?
Oh, maybe. I was never one of those people that had that.
No, that does not
No.
surprise me. Yours would have been. Na, 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 na.
That's everyone's in
Do you know,
Yorkshire.
I love What Would Your Horn Be?
Yeah, that's at this morning's text. Celebrity. We just should pick a celebrity. Like, let's for example say
Well, we need to do yours, Frank, as well.
Tony Cotty.
Oh, yeah.
What would his horn?
Familiar
What
with his
would his car horn be? So, what should Tony Cotty's car horn theme be? 8, 12, 15. That's what they want. Professional presenting.
Skinner, Dean, and Cochrane. Together, The Frank Skinner Show.
Absolute Radio.
I've received a correction to something that I misread. I misread people.
Hold
Yeah.
on.
I'm like,
Correzione, correzione, ole, ole, ole.
I went a bit high.
I read Richard in Bracknell saying that Liam was short for William.
Yeah.
It turned out I misread it. He's sent me another message saying it's
Stop all
not
the clock.
William, it's Ulliam with a U. Ulliam.
Now you're just being silly.
Short
But that's
for
what he's-
Ulliam.
It's short for Ulliam.
Short
Yeah.
for that well-known name, Allium.
Oh, okay. Well,
No, but I think he was making a point that it was short for a historical name, and then I misread it, which
yeah,
somewhat
but
ruined
that's
his point.
hardly an idiotic eureka moment. That Liam is short for Olliam. Oh, well, everybody knows that. You should have left it.
I should.
No, he should.
Oh, right. He's gone back.
I like the slightly combative way Al said, I should. I was all going to kick off.
No, you never know.
You two had a fight.
I-
An actual
Who?
fight.
I always think, because he
Me
is...
and
You and Frank, who's
Oh, I
going
thought
to
you
win?
meant me and Richard in Bracknell.
No, you and Frank have a fight.
So I've got a no
Because-
audience members rule for the fighting.
Yes, because Al has the tools to kill someone with his bare hands. I always think if he had a breakdown in here, you're nearer the door, and who's the one who'd get away?
Yeah,
I
I
would
think
still-
And would you stop for help? What'd you do? Ask the man on reception to help? Or
I'd
would you
use
just keep running?
psychological warfare and I would manage to get my way out of it.
I all I can think of is that old joke about some like martial arts expert that could kill a man with his bare hands, getting beaten up, and then his mate saying why, and him saying it takes me 5 minutes to get my shoes and socks off.
There you go. Shouldn't it be gloves?
Maybe.
I hate to correct.
You're right.
Hold on a minute. Comedy. Here's a question from my youth. It used to be said, have you ever heard this? If you get a small pyramid and put a razor blade inside it, it'll sharpen itself.
Never heard of such a thing.
Never heard that?
What is going on?
Is this a
You know
thought
that-
experiment?
What sort of pyramid?
It used to be just
Where'd you go to the pyramid shop?
just small perspex pyramid.
Where'd you get that from?
All right.
It used to be very common when I was.
You put it
young.
inside it.
You put it inside a pyramid, inside the pyramid, and then the razor blade sharpens itself. It used to be offset. People were always going on
sure?
about it. Well, so you say you're all looking at me like I've had a senior moment, but
Yeah.
that soon the switchboard will be lighting up with people saying, "Well, actually, that does work."
Is this a setup for a joke? Or
No.
It feels like a pun coming, doesn't
No.
it? But I
Yeah, he's
think
going to do a pun about.
Will you just
someone-
trust me?
Okay.
No, I do.
Let him do his joke now.
Trust? No, there is no.
Okay.
There is no. Honestly, it's the real deal. Sharpen. I mean, the razor blades still exist. I don't know.
do, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you want to sharpen your razor blades, Al, and this could save you money, get a little perspex. It needn't be perspex.
Strangest thing you've ever said.
It needn't be perspex. I think you can just use, sticks just to form a
Not to
pyramid.
use sticks. You've given me really good life advice. I say have everyone I know. I mean,
Well, it's not really for
brilliant
you, is
life
it? When did you
advice.
last use a razor blade?
Probably yesterday.
Awkward. I didn't think women did that anymore.
Yeah, you do the legs
That
sometimes.
was the whole beeswax.
Beeswax.
You just do the car, you keep going. Under the bonnet.
Thank you. Oh my God.
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
Frank, I don't know how you feel about an email beginning with the words "Morning gang, Frank is right."
Want
me to continue?
I like the sound of that. In fact, that's this week's trailer.
Okay.
Sorted.
970. This is your pyramids
Aye.
theory.
Yeah.
It's I should say theorem. It's a theory that pyramids generate energy, as well as sharpening razor blades. The energy can supposedly preserve food.
Yep.
I don't like the idea of you having a little triangle with all food.
Cheaper than a fridge.
Keep all
To
that
have a
stuff in a pyramid.
Yeah.
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 And you get that very gaunt, bald-headed chief priest who has to die with the pharaoh.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just get that in the films,
No, I don't know
covered
what.
in sand.
299 has also confirmed your theory. Hi, Frank. I remember learning that they used to use that method to sharpen blades in trenches in First World War.
See, come on, the look you two gave me.
Oh,
In fact,
yeah.
all of you, not
Well,
only
First World War, I think it's reasonable for us not to have been au fait with that
the
practice.
look you gave me, and I'm talking about people on and off microphone, all looked at me as if I was
Well,
verminous. Can I tell you something, by the way? This hotel I stayed at, I told you I stayed at Sutton Hoo. Luton Hoo. I didn't stay at Sutton Hoo. They wouldn't let you
We'd
do
like
that.
to know what you were doing there.
Well, it was my brother-in-law's birthday weekend. He's 40. And took me back.
Yeah.
So,
Look forward to that.
yeah, I tell you what, when we checked in, it's a lovely sort of posh hotel, you know. And they said, we got one little thing, no keys to the rooms.
One little thing.
I said,
that kind of party.
well, how do we, she said, well, if you want to get in your room, all you have to do is phone down to, you'll find phones on the corridor, phone down to reception and someone can come up and let you in.
Oh, Frank, I don't
Was
like
this a
being...
system that they used all the time, or was this an emergency?
Well, I'm presuming it was they can't just yeah, the hotel was started by a bloke who used to live up north in the 40s when we all left our doors open. So we actually did that for the weekend. I just left it on the latch.
Did you? Latchkey child.
Well, you realise...
Whatever happened to
you? You realise that all your personal possessions, and there was a Kindle and, but all that are not worth as much as the bother of having to phone someone. I'd rather be completely wiped out of all those things than have to phone down and wait for someone to come up.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. It taught me that I'm not as materialistic as I might think I am.
How lovely.
Yes, I was happy about that. But I had a thing which was Daisy, our producer, was on about when I remembered the name Stylus on the show many years ago. I was trying to remember what you call those things that you write on it. And when I got it, the joy of remembering it was absolutely brilliant. I had a moment like that at the weekend, a white heat of satisfaction.
Frank
Skinner
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
Sorry, I was just going to interject with I've got a final email on pyramid power, if you're interested. You're referring to a once popular theory that pyramids held some mystical power which would prevent food and bodies from rotting, as well as sharpening razors. There is no scientific evidence. I'll just repeat that bit. There is no scientific evidence supporting the existence of pyramid power. Experiments have shown no change to a razor blade that occurs when left inside. And then they finish with "Yay, science."
Okay.
I thought you might not be a fan of that one.
If you could see the look on Frank's face right now, dear readers.
Oh, science.
Bit of fun.
Constantly being updated, science. I mean, it's not like it's a finished project, is it?
No.
Right.
Very much work in progress.
Not like Faith.
No, that is a finished project.
Yeah. That might be the flaw.
Is that door open?
So anyway, here's this example of faith. So they had, at this party, they had helium-filled balloons. And really not, those quite thick balloons that, cost a few bob. They're beautiful. I think all the kids were thinking, I wouldn't mind a couple of them to take home. Anyway, during, I think it might have been Boz, my own child, but anyway, somebody started dabbling with the weight that held them down. And they went up to the high ceiling in the Churchill room. Churchill room has a large portrait of Winston Churchill and some of his own paintings, which are poor.
Oh, are they?
Very, very poor.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it?
No, it's good that he stuck to Prime Minister because the painting... I think the paintings were probably used by Clement Attlee in the 1945 election to show that he wasn't quite the Superman. But anyway, so these things, they're still on their ribbons, but they're in... And everyone's saying, oh, well, that's it, we can't.
Yeah.
Even at the hotel said, I don't know, we normally get them down. I think we just wait till the helium fades. And what I did was I got Liz, who was one of the guests, who's Jack's sister, I got her top and I wrapped it around Buzzy's training shoe. And I could see there was a cradle of ribbons. If you could get it in exactly the right place, it landed in the cradle. And I threw it up and I had about 10 attempts. And in the end, they said, we've got to go now. I said, just give me one more go. And up it went. And it sat there and brought the balloons down to the ground. And Kath videoed it, and there's a shot of me peeling. You know how Alan Shearer used to peel off? And then the look on my face is like, better, you can beat, of all my career achievements and all the physical experiences I've had in hotel rooms, none of that compared to bringing down these. I mean, the thrill of it. When you do that, man, it's...
Did you get a round of applause?
I got a proper loud. It was one of those. It was unadulterated joy.
Excellent.
Because when you're in love with someone and you get that joy, there's always the fear of being left, or they might, they might step in front of a steamroller or something. But this was completely pure, the white heat of happiness.
Oh. Really pleased for you.
Just talking about it has fired me up, I must say.
The Frank Skinner Skinner Show. Listen live every Saturday morning from 8 on Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily Dean and Alan Cochrane. You can text the show on 81215, follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, or email the show via the Absolute Radio website. The usual.
I don't want to boast.
You do?
Yeah, I do actually, you're right. Who am I trying to Brian kid? My tree is something of a work of art this year.
Oh, yeah.
Really proud of it.
Well, in what way?
Well, I've gone for a really strong theme. I've gone for blush baubles and a glittery gold bow at the top. I'm sorry.
Bow at the top.
I know. I could see your face curling up with horror. But there's not room for two angels in one gaff.
What is...
Nice.
Okay,
Great.
thank you, Al. I thought that through.
Yeah, I
In
like
case
it.
people ask.
Yeah, Chinese angels, don't they share?
I do.
What is a blush bauble?
Oh, it's the colour pink, darling.
Oh, I see,
Okay.
because of embarrassment. Your theme is embarrassment.
No, it's a millennial pink, it's called.
Oh, is it really?
It's very anti-aging having pink in your gaff.
Is it?
Yeah, because people will think, oh, she's got pink, she must be a bit younger.
Ah.
Like an anti-aging
These people that are
decor.
looking around when you're not there. Burglars. You're decorating for burglar appeal.
Looking through the house.
That's good to know, though. Maybe we won't cook the turkey. Leave it as it is.
Keep it as millennial pink.
Have you gone, what's your tree theme, please?
It's a real tree. Is yours
Yeah.
real?
No.
Well, that's our theme, really. It's a real tree with
Right.
the usual decorations that we put up every year on it.
Oh.
Looks fantastic. I mean,
Oh.
Cal does a great
Great.
job.
Lovely.
A great job on the tree. What about you, Al?
We,
Austerity?
yeah.
AusteriTree. They should sell
AusteriTree.
AusteriTree, which are very...
So good at titles for stuff
Oh,
sometimes.
wow.
AusteriTree is a really good business
I mean,
idea.
it's slightly tragic.
yeah, but
We bought the AusteriTree this year since Malcolm lost his job. I mean, you don't want to hear that.
now I'm worried
Not-
about Malcolm. I can
Not
barely
at,
think
not
about
at
my own tree.
Christmas.
What do you have what's yours like?
We've got a tree covered in Michael Bublé's, like Bublé,
I'd
Oh,
love
yeah.
that
because
tree.
it almost sounds like bauble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bublé.
No, I saw where
No,
you're
we
coming
haven't,
from.
but he's got a lovely voice.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You don't have to defend. Didn't he once contact Magic or something here?
Yes,
Because we're
he
talking
did.
about him.
Someone criticised
He
him.
did, and he gets in touch. I think he might, because he was very nice to you when you did. I think you did
it's
Graham
lovely
Norton.
on Graham Norton. Me and him were like best buddies.
Great.
Oh, yeah. Sounded a little bit jelly bags there, Al.
I
Yeah,
like
great. No, he did. He got in touch with the radio station. There's someone who was rude about him. But it's all right.
Oh.
If you're listening, we love you. We're
Well,
big-
No, I
Really bad.
respect him for that, of course.
He's got a
Of course
fine
you did.
singing voice.
Brilliant.
There you go. Our tree's pretty standard, trad.
Okay.
I don't think there's
None of
anything that
us.
eccentric on it.
None of us have the golden boot at
Now,
the
the
top.
best tree of the year so far. I don't know what's
Yeah.
going to top this. Harry Kane
Yeah.
of Tottenham and England has got a
Yeah.
tree, and his golden boot that he won for scoring the most goals in the World Cup is on top of the tree. That's
It is
instead of the
impressive.
angel thing.
We should say it's not actually the real
Oh, is it
JP
not?
McCoy.
Oh, isn't it?
No.
Oh, because I was thinking it was a feat of engineering, because that would weigh a
That would be
bit.
heavy. Is that a
and
pun?
it's on the top of feat of engineering.
A foot of engineering.
Very good.
I believe it's
Wish
a
I'd done that on purpose.
commemorative boot that he
Ah.
was given by a sponsor.
Because he did wear gold boots, I think.
He did, the Nike-
in England, Croatia. Maybe it's one of those.
Hypervenom?
Is that the
maybe
game where he went really slowly?
still got the mod on the
When
bottom.
things start to go wrong for him.
Yeah.
What's that?
When he wore golden boots.
No, I
He said
don't.
he wore gold boots. He was running.
Oh, I see. No, that's
gold
his-
is a heavy metal.
Well, I did worry about the weight of the golden boot
Well,
on
me
top of the
too.
tree. It would
Yeah.
be bad.
And they've got two cockapoos as well.
Have they? Really? Harry Kane's
Yeah.
got cockapoos.
Loves a dog.
I know, but I thought he'd have a mastiff or something.
Yeah.
Cockapoos.
He'd
Harry
have a
Kane.
bulldog or something.
I tell you, the Gareth Southgate revolution.
Yeah. Since
I mean,
that
it's
way it's
been-
gone.
they had a book club apparently at the World Club. I mean, what's going on?
Frank getting upset because someone has a dog that basically is allowed to stay in the home and has a lead and doesn't just disappear for
it's
4
wrong.
days.
And probably gets food out of a tin instead of from the butcher's.
Yeah.
You know, you have to cry outside the butcher's and they give you a bone. That's how we fed our dog.
Not to, having bacon thrown at him.
Yeah, but I tell you, I like the idea of putting a big award on the tree. It's a brilliant thing.
I do.
And I thought, we've got that spray snow on our tree, and what I've done is I've left a section of it unsprayed with snow, and I've put my award for interviewing Al Gore there.
Oh, nice.
As an echo of climate change and global warming, and it works beautifully. I thought maybe the Baird Medal would make a nice bauble.
Lovely.
I'm going to get all the awards.
I like the climate change medal in the tree that's been ripped out.
Yeah,
Lovely.
Yeah, I don't know if it was ripped.
They all
I
are,
think
dear.
it was eased.
Yeah, ripped dog.
It was
Same
eased
difference,
out to, and we take it back to the dump, so it's probably
That's good.
Organically thinged. or
Nice for
something.
Stig as
Can't
well.
just plant it. People don't do that, do they?
People
Is that a
do
thing?
sometimes, I think.
Do
but
they?
I couldn't be bothered. Come on, it's a Christmas.
You still in
tree.
touch with Al Gore?
No, he occasionally flies over just for a cup of tea, flies back again.
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
Do you
We're
know
talking about Harry Kane's Christmas tree. Sorry, Al.
Yeah.
We were. You know when cartoons like the Beano or Dandy used to draw a Christmas pudding, it would be a circle with sort of snow
Holly
running
on
like,
top.
Yeah, and like liquid running down the side.
yeah.
Yeah.
That would lend itself very well to the football for Harry Kane's
Oh, yeah.
Christmas dinner. He could sort of do a football-style Christmas pud. Perfect.
I'm thinking I might carve the turkey on my platinum disc.
Nice.
If that's how Christmas is going, it's got a bit more self-celebratory this
Very
year.
self-referential, yeah.
There's a hint of Adidas sponsorship now about his tree,
I
though.
think there might be.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Or Nike. Well,
You know-
especially if it is the...
No, the boot is Adidas, I think.
Oh, you
it's-
say Adidas, dear?
No, this boot
Oh.
is a special edition Nike one, I
Is
believe.
it?
It's called the Nike Hypervenom Phantom 3.
Oh, because the
Go on.
golden boot, I'm sure, is Adidas, the
Yes,
one that
and-
you're presenting.
Mhm.
Yes, but these are Nike.
Oh,
Oh, well,
Okay.
that's what it'll be.
St. Nike-less. What about Courtois, the Real Madrid goalkeeper who won the Golden Glove? I hope he's put that on top of his... You know when you see a glove
Oh,
on railings?
I hope he's bringing the oven out of the bring the turkey out of the oven with it.
But you know when you see a lost glove on railings, that on top of the tree would be such a tragic sight. But a golden glove.
Do you know, I think that's a lovely idea, Frank. I might do, not the boot, but I might do like a golden slingback.
I had an idea.
Because the shoe is great. Sorry, but the shoe is perfect for the treetop.
Do you
It's so
think?
snuggly. Well, don't you think? I find it so hard to fasten items there normally.
No, it is difficult to get up there because
you
obviously
struggle with your angel?
the broadest part is at the bottom. That's your problem with the
Yeah.
Christmas tree.
Yeah. Have you gone angel, by the way?
Now we've gone star.
Oh,
Have you?
lovely. Okay.
Mm. Oh yes,
Yeah.
me. It's a picture of me. It's lovely.
And do you know what, readers? The funny thing is,
I'll tell you, I had an idea. I had a Christmas idea this week. I went to Bozzy's nativity play.
what does he play?
He plays Cat 9.
Oh yeah.
What they do, 'cause obviously there's a lot of people in a nativity. You know, they've got to fill the whole class up, and
Yeah.
so there's not that many characters
Right.
in, unless you just have loads and loads of shepherds. So the landlord in the nativity play, the one who has no room,
Oh yeah.
he has two cats, and those cats have several associates who are also cats who
Oh.
do quite a lot of talking and observe the scene.
Good.
So it
Oh, I
went
like him. He's just sort of Benny from Top Cat.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Well, can't they say? So I had this thought that if you know when the three kings come on with the stuff, that King number
Leighton
3,
Orient, yeah.
King number 3 could have gone, ma, how do you like it? How do you like it? Ma. Somebody must have done that. Wouldn't that have brought the house? I mean, obviously, a lot of the 7-year-olds wouldn't have got it.
No.
Well, I don't know what to do, Al. I mean, he likes to give notes after a performance.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing him giving the notes.
I agree with
the
Frank,
music
though.
teacher.
Yeah.
My worry is that the child nativity play, they don't focus enough on the gags. That's the problem.
No, I think that's true. There was gags in it, to be fair. Yeah, so I went for the frankincense football boot.
Oh, right.
On AusteriTree. We're working out. In the golden boot,
Yeah.
I don't think they have a silver boot for the second and like a bronze boot.
They should do, you're right.
I like the idea of a bronze boot.
Well, it was called the Golden Shoe
I think that might
originally,
be, is that Judith Chalmers' autobiography title?
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
we were talking about Harry Kane's Golden Boot, and I liked the old tradition of calling it the Golden Shoe.
Did they used to call it the
I
golden
believe so.
shoe?
Did they?
Bit more sort of Grimm's fairy tales, which I like. The man with the golden shoe.
Oh,
That's
that,
weird,
right.
because that suggests that people wear football shoes, which you never
Which I would love.
said.
Not since school have I worn football shoes for
Did
playing.
they call them
Is that what they-
No, but playtime.
Oh,
Play football in
Yeah.
shoes.
yeah, well, of course, that now we're wooden.
Yeah.
So that was a different world altogether. No, it's very fine. I'm anxious now that it's just a Nike sponsorship.
I think
deal.
there is
Let's
the
hope
chance
not.
of that.
Let's hope it's a case of silent Nike
Very good.
in this particular instance.
That's
Holy
absolutely
night.
great. Yeah.
I've asked the Red Arrows to fly over my house in Christmas tree formation.
Well, Christmas trees do look good in red, don't
Yeah,
they? As
that would
as
be
the
good.
White House approved.
Or if you could find the geese leader
Oh, yeah.
and dress that as an angel, then you can have the geese flying over with that on the
Nice.
top. That'd be brilliant.
Lovely
Oh, what a
idea.
good
I don't know
ideas.
if we're thinking far enough out the box on the Christmas tree front. We just get a tree and that's it.
Well, what about the dad who bought a giant tree and has chopped it?
Oh, yeah.
Colin
I
Furs.
think I've got the maths
So his
right on
name?
this.
Yes.
He segmented it and put it all in the front windows of the house, so it looks like it goes right through his home.
Well, you say it
And out
looks
the top.
like. I
It's what?
saw a
Yeah.
picture
That's
of that.
that's what the paper says that
This
it looks
bloke's
like.
gone to an enormous amount of trouble to suggest he's got a house so big that it fills the bottom and the top, and then it comes out
all
the
three
roof.
sections
And I'll
of
be
the
straight with you.
Norwegian spruce.
He's gone to enormous bother. It doesn't really work.
No.
It just
Do you
looks
think
like
not?
it just looks like he's got a Christmas tree on his roof.
Oh no, he's
And
really
then
gone to a lot
I know
of
he's
effort.
really gone to a lot of bother, and God bless him for that.
Mm-hmm.
But epic fail.
I mean, I didn't like him anyway for going to all that bother. I think it makes dads like me that go to no bother look bad when people like him are like, oh yeah, I'm going to buy a massive tree and chop it in three and put it on the roof. Oh,
One of
mate.
the best things I saw about the Christmas decoration. Houses that really go for it. We've all seen them
Yeah.
where they absolutely plaster the garden.
Yeah.
I tend not to think, oh, that's brilliant that they've really. I tend to think these are people with problems. You do think that. You just think these are troubled people.
Do you think so?
Yeah. But the best one I ever saw is an American thing, and it was someone's house was absolutely got reindeers on the roof and everything all lit up. They'd really gone for town. And the other people had a little light show outside their house that just said ditto. That was really very, very fine. But no, I do worry about the people that do that.
Well, he is.
If I was, say, putting together blind a university challenge team, I would not stop at the house of any of the people who put loads and loads of decorations. Just as, I could be wrong, but as a rule of thumb, that.
Right, you don't think they're general knowledge collectors?
No, I think no.
He, I believe, is a YouTuber. This man.
Well, this bloke's done a different thing because he's done he's attempted a visual gag.
Well, he's done a YouTuber, but I'm just saying, look, maybe in his late 40s.
Okay.
A YouTuber.
He's 38, I think. He's 38.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
I do apologise.
He's not He's still not a YouTuber
Well, it's
demographic.
a good look. It's a good try. It's good to join in.
Yeah.
But it does look. The trouble. I tell you what. On the roof part of it, and here's my problem. There's no ascending taper. So you've got 2 rooms full of tree, and then on the roof, you can see that it's raised up. There's like a stalk, and then the tree sort of begins again. It's hard to explain.
Yes, no, I understand.
No,
It needs a sort of lie and
You
wait.
need that gradual. Yeah, you need the real idea of a whole tree.
Yeah.
But I say, gone to enormous trouble.
But not quite enough. If he'd just cut a hole in his roof and had the foliage coming out of the hole.
It's just, I mean, he's wasted a good deal of time and money, but I suppose we all have in our life. It's just that he's done it in a week.
Very
Pine
publicly.
needles in the bed. Oh, they're sharp.
Oh, yeah, pine needles in the bed. Don't share a needle, kids.
Horrible.
That's my advice.
You're listening to Frank Skinner's podcast from Absolute Radio.
I might have to take a slightly sad turn here because we've got an email that I'd like to read you. Morning team. Many shows ago, you talked about Roger the giant kangaroo. Do you remember Roger the giant? He was the.
Can I say, just in case anyone's listening in a post-hypnotic state, that Roger the giant kangaroo is not a command.
Yes,
It's a name.
Yeah.
You know, someone went to see Paul McKenna last night, and they're just sleeping it off today, having been walking around.
Sleeping off, I've been in a coma since the 80s.
Yeah, exactly. Having been doing, the chicken on stage and eating the raw onion, and all that. And then they hear something like Roger the giant kangaroo, they'll be off to the London Zoo on the next tube train.
Bad news. We did talk about him. He was the He was the muscular marsupial.
He was an incredible
I seem to remember
creature.
you and I having quite a crush on Roger the kangaroo.
Enormous, broad
If I could
chest.
have got a calendar, I would have.
He was great. I'm saying past tense. The email continues. I was saddened to see this week that Roger has passed away.
Oh, no.
I don't like passed away, but we'll go with it. In the past,
I like died.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I do as well.
In the past, I've been known to Google image search pictures of him just to cheer myself up.
Who said that, Frank?
No, Sarah Wheeler. R.I.P. Roger the giant roo. And she then praises the show, which we don't read out. But
No,
And
he
then I
was.
believe his owner said, life is much harder in the wild for an older kangaroo.
is
Yeah.
that what
When
it
they get
was?
sick, the dingoes attack and eat them.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Nature shows no mercy, does it?
Dingoes, I mean...
No, they're not. They're
Yeah.
not. They're
Not
not
nice
They're not nice.
characters,
The
are they?
dingoes. But
Oh, Roger.
yeah, it must be a strain on the joints as well. Being a kangaroo, it's like being a fast bowler. I mean, you
think?
spend the rest of your life. Yeah, they have a lot of cortisone. I was going to
Carrying a lot
play.
of weight underneath, Frank.
They do.
They've got the Kardashian thing
We
going
all
on.
do. Yeah.
Oh, we all do, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I sympathise with them. They
No, it's true. I was going to play a kangaroo-themed song as a
Right.
tribute, but
Well, not that one.
no, wasn't really an option. I was once at a kangaroo's graveyard.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't a joke. I was on Kangaroo Island, which is just off the coast of, I think, Adelaide. Could be Melbourne. Anyway, and Kangaroo Island is, as you may imagine, fairly heavily populated with kangaroos.
Roos.
But there's a section of Kangaroo Island where there is just bones and very, very sick old kangaroos. And the kangaroos make their way to that section of the island.
Oh, they
and
go there?
they know their numbers up. It's really weird.
Oh.
They don't
they're
hop.
going-
The thing is, they don't hop, and because they're post-hop. Not post-op. Post-hop. And so watching a kangaroo walk...
Like the batteries have been taken
You
out.
know when people walk uphill in skis, it's like that. Because the hopping days are over, knowing that they're shuffling off to...
They go to the retirement home.
Oh.
I know.
They go a bit
Yeah.
further than that.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. But they do know. That. How do they know?
Oh, we all do, dear.
8, 12, 15.
Maybe they get a telegram from the Queen and then they better make our way to the...
Queensland. No, they... I don't know. It's quite a tragic thing because they look at you and they know and you know. And Whereas I think he went of old age, I think,
I
Roger.
think so, yeah. This is one of our sadder links, isn't it?
It is one of our sadder links. But you know what?
Say that with the guns.
He had a good innings. He's 12, I think. Yeah. Which in kangaroo years, which is something you never hear.
Years?
I'd love to know what kangaroo years are.
Okay.
But anyway, we enjoyed him, as did probably the dingoes.
Frank Skinner.
On Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
I'll tell you what, I taught my child a trick this week, which he was very delighted with.
Oh, what's that?
You know that one when you dislocate your nose?
Oh,
No.
But you don't really, you do this. So what you do is you do your thumbnail on the back of your big tooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you look as if you're dislocating your nose. So you have to trust me at home, but so this is what it sounds like.
Oh.
Yeah, so I taught it. Oh man, he loved it.
Did he love it?
He loved it.
Has he been trying it out now?
It's like when I taught him, you know the Eric Morecambe brown paper bag trick?
Great fun.
You throw a thing up in the air and
Absolutely
then
great fun.
flick it. It looks like it's landing in the bag.
Oh, I don't know that one either.
This is the great thing about having a child. It's all the old stuff suddenly is fresh.
Shall I show it using a bag of crisps? See?
Yeah, go on, here we go.
There we go.
Hey.
So you've got your
Absolutely
imaginary.
brilliant.
It is brilliant.
It's really good fun.
Oh, I love that.
And I'm on the lookout, and maybe our readers can help us with this. I'm on the lookout for games to play at Christmas.
Oh, okay.
We've already got the razor blade in the pyramid.
Yes.
Sharpening. That's already sharpening.
But you don't mean other little.
I'm going to
like,
carve the turkey with a razor blade.
you don't mean other little mini illusions, do
No,
you?
I mean like a proper.
You don't want a board game like there is, I hate to tell you, Frank, but you know there is a board game called Santa versus Jesus out.
You are
What?
joking.
I'm really sorry.
Is there really?
Yes, there is.
God forbid.
It's believers versus non-believers. I mean,
well, we won't be getting that.
okay, okay.
But
Not even for the potential win.
yeah, I could prove this once and for all. Yeah, it's a real winner takes all. Throw everything on one last throw of the dice. Oh my goodness. Well, I had a game of catch with him the other week.
You and your modern games.
Brilliant catch.
Oh, yeah.
Have you played it recently? The sense of anticipation
It's all right, yeah.
and achievement when you do when they spin one a bit wrong and you still catch it. Better than Hamilton. That's all I'm saying. That's my standard thing.
Do you do the forehead detective game then? You know when you write the names down and stick it on the head?
Oh yeah, I once played that with Sir Elton John and David Furnish at his villa in Nice.
This is when Frank's anecdotes sound like made-up stories, but are true.
That's completely true.
It's
And Elton John had Bobby Crush was his yellow sticky on his forehead. It was a sort of 70s.
Sort of impersonator musician.
Low rent.
Bobby Crush
He wasn't an impersonator.
Oh, was he not?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Anyway, here's one. Now, this is something I remember doing.
Yeah.
Now, if there's, the scientist who found us, yay science, as I like to call it,
Yeah.
who cleared up the pyramid theory. I remember again. Now, you must remember this. A person sits in a chair. Okay. 4 people all around.
Hang on. It's all.
No, it's not that one.
Get the car keys out.
Yeah. 4
Get the
people.
PVC out.
4 people press on the top of that person's head
God.
as hard as they can.
Right.
So all 4 people really pressing down on their head, so they have to tense their neck muscles. Then at the count of 3, you take your hands off your head, and then each of the people, one of them puts index finger under the armpit, the other one other armpit, one under the back of the knee, other one. That's the 4 people, and they just lift the person up in the air with their 4 index fingers, even if the person's like 20 stone.
Wow.
If you've never seen it done,
I've never seen
works.
it done, but I can't wait till brunch today.
Honestly, it works.
Let's do it.
You can lift the person with your index finger as long as you press down on their head.
I'll let you guys do it on me over brunch. It'd be great for the social media.
Okay.
Let's not be on armpit duty.
What are you trying to say?
Maybe I'll just do it on my own. Oh, it's all right. I'll take this ring off first.
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
This is Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio with Emily, Dean and Alan Cochrane. Text the show on 81215. Follow the show on Twitter at Frank on the Radio, or email the show via the Absolute Radio website.
We've got a lot of different stuff going on, and you were
Speak
just
for yourself.
Yeah, you were just discussing Christmas games that you'd like to play. That I believe, even though we didn't specify, I believe you wanted
I want
kit-free
parlour
games. Ray Parlour.
Yeah.
778 has texted, we are having an open house today, no phones or Xbox, memory games, random stuff on a tray, 1 minute, cover it with a towel, then whoever remembers wins a lucky dip prize.
I like that.
Sounds good.
Basic as well.
Very basic.
You're very country fair with a Y. Sort of lucky dip, Frank. Very much your brand.
I like Lucky Dip, that's good. Bars did a Lucky Dip at his school the other week at the Christmas fair.
Mm-hmm.
And he thought he'd won, when he opened it, it was a plastic macaron.
Oh, yeah.
You know the popular cake?
Yeah.
And I thought, that's a bit... And I could see he was a bit disappointed. So we went home with a plastic macaron. Took 2 or 3 hours. In the end, he was, he'd just given up on it. And he picked it up, and it opened, and there was a set of earphones inside.
No way.
Who knew? We could have
Brilliant.
kept that as a plastic macaron forever.
Not knowing.
Not knowing that they were in there. So that's it with Lucky Dip. Dig deep. Make sure you're getting... I played Secret Santa once. You know the Secret Santa? We had one of those.
What did you get by people?
Took a day and a half. This is when I worked at GCHQ.
So happy with that.
He is very pleased with himself.
Oh.
What about the monkey and the organ grinder?
Pardon?
That's a nice pop.
That's a Christmas game you play.
I don't know that one.
Well, you ask a question, essentially. So if Frank is the organ grinder
Okay.
and you're the monkey,
Okay.
I ask Frank questions and he answers according to what he thinks you'll say.
Oh, okay.
Do you see?
Oh, I see.
So
it's a bit like that radio. Remember me and you did a radio show?
Exactly that. So I say,
What was that called? Was it the monkey and the organ grinder?
it's not who you know.
It's not who you know, yeah.
And I had to guess what Frank's answers would be. So I say,
Oh, that's fun.
I'll ask you now, Frank,
Yes.
on behalf of Monkey as the organ grinder. Monkey, what do you think is your best physical quality?
My legs.
Is this about me?
Yeah, that's about you.
Oh, I don't...
No, he's
I'm gonna
answering
guess.
it. Oh, this game
I just
is a
had. No, it's a
disaster.
terrible game. Scrub that.
Frank thinks his legs are good, but he doesn't think I think my legs are good.
I've never
Is that
seen
right?
your legs, so I don't
Well, this
know.
is what's
All right.
awkward now.
I would say.
I'm lacking calf muscles.
I don't
but
think you
that's-
liked Ask the Monkey and the Organ Grinder. You didn't really grasp it, did
No,
you?
I-
It was a
I,
disaster.
I'm not grinding my organ at the Christmas party.
Can I make a suggestion that does involve a little bit of kit, but
Oh yeah.
but is
Would it involve,
fun
let's
for
say,
the
a plastic
family?
macaron?
No.
Okay.
But myself and my children have recently been enjoying Top Trumps, which feels like it could be very festive.
Right.
Go easy on the sprouts. No, it's
No.
But genuinely, Top Trumps, if you get the right one that is, it can be informative and educational and fun. Dinosaurs, brilliant.
But again, it's kit.
It's only the size of a packet of cards.
Listen,
Well, it is
all
a
I
packet of
ask...
cards.
Yes.
That's why it's the
I
same
mean, it's
size.
not like you're
That's
bringing
not
in-
a coincidence.
It's not like you've got to take a scale extrix with you or something. It's just, it's quite portable.
Look,
Yes.
all I ask is that there are children present when games are played. I will not tolerate games without children. It's weird.
Oh, God,
Okay.
have you had a twister at a party incident?
No, I just think people in their 40s, oh, I've got a 6. Come on.
Oh, right, yeah.
Talk.
I can see you playing bridge, though.
Oh,
with
do you
neighbours.
know? I would love that.
Yeah, I
How
can
to
see
play
you.
bridge.
We had a thing come through our door the other day, learn to play bridge.
Oh, maybe I should do
But
that.
that's so a swingers thing, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
Don't you
Piecing
think?
this together.
I
Thinking
think
I
so.
would play it, and now I'm a swinger.
Yeah,
am I?
what that bridge is going to be spanning, I shudder. Cheddar to think, as they say, is as that. What's Alex? It's Alex James from Blur. I bet he says I
Cheddar
cheddar to
Gorge.
think. I bet he does lots of stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dearie, leave me. I bet he says. Oh man, can you imagine?
I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I bet he does that. I bet he does.
Skinner, Dean, and Cochrane. Together, The Frank Skinner Show.
Absolute Radio.
Well, 772 is suggesting consequences, but I think in the current climate,
I don't know what that is. Oh, it's when you have to to dare type.
Everyone
things.
has
Oh,
a
no.
list. It says everyone has a list.
that's
You
fair
start
enough.
with boy's name, fold it over, pass it on. Girl's name, fold it
No,
over,
already.
pass it
it's
on.
already very problematic.
Yeah, you can't do this.
No,
No.
that's forget
Where they
about.
met, fold it over,
Yeah,
pass it
come
on.
on, forget
what
about
he
it.
said to her,
Oh.
then what she said to him. These are all the wrong pronouns for 2018.
Exactly.
And finally, and the consequence was, and everyone reads theirs out. It's great fun.
Yeah, in court is where they read them out.
Your Honour. Hunter has tweeted us.
What from? What was he called? That thing?
Gladiators
Gladiator.
Yeah, that's brilliant. If it's him.
I don't think it is. Because
Bound to be a personal trainer now.
Yeah.
I think that's the career. You know, like footballers all used to buy a pub. I think gladiators all become PTs.
Well, it's not until everybody becomes personal trainers now. They're everywhere.
Well, Hunter, I don't think it is the actual Hunter because he's not got a. His avatar is it's an egg essentially. So he says a messy
Is it
game.
one of those egg hunts? It's just got the wrong season. Go on.
He's got the default setting, the silhouette. He says a messy game, or she, is the flour coin game. Pack flour tightly in a bowl and invert on a surface.
Okay.
Then place a 50p or 10p Al vertically in the middle of the mound.
Vertically,
Yeah, you with me? In the middle of the
sticking
mound.
in, like
Oh, hang on. The flour is the powder flour.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, Ray Liotta.
I saw it with a W. Flour.
The game is to cut slices in turns until everything collapses.
Oh.
Last slicer has to retrieve the 50p by mouth.
Like messy Jenga, in a way.
You got it.
We
You got
used
it in
to
one
play.
now.
We played a game like that where you get a beer glass and you'd stretch the sort of the thin membrane that you get in cigarette packets on the back of the silver paper. Stretch that over the top. Then put a coin in the middle, and then you had to burn bits with your cigarette
Yeah.
and try it. It's a different. I mean, it's not really a family party game. In many ways, in
What
lots
B&H
of ways.
buzz?
Yeah.
Charming.
Well, it's the same size as Top and Trumps. Top Trumps 20 B&H.
When you suggest that and people go, I think we should play Consequences, to be honest.
Yeah. Consequences, bronchitis.
Frank
Skinner.
on Absolute Radio.
Absolute Radio.
I love it when people text us and say, as in the case of 532, I'm a long-time reader of the podcast, stuck with you through the ballet link and everything.
Well remembered. Well remembered. That was our lowest moment.
Yeah.
But stick around.
No, he wanted to know, actually, wondering whatever happened to Tontin Omar Sharif. I seem
yes.
to remember one reader bought a T-shirt with his name on it and he's never been mentioned again.
Yeah.
He hasn't been disposed of, but...
Yes, in case for any new listeners, there was a man in the West Midlands. This was when I lived in the West Midlands, and he decided that I don't know what it was based on, but he decided he wasn't going to swear anymore. So he came up with some of his own words, like taunting and jaking. And not various
Fapping.
words.
Was
yeah,
it frapping?
I remember, yeah. He was in a car once, and somebody was blasting their horn, and he said, "Who's a fratting papping?" But someone was mocking him for being unattractive at work, and he said, "Well, you ain't no taunting Homo Sharif," and No, Homo Sheriff was what he said.
Sheriff.
Sorry. You ain't no taunting Homo Sheriff yourself.
Yeah.
And he meant Omar Sharif.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just couldn't be bothered to tell it again. Simple as that. I just fell
Trouble
away
when
halfway.
you've got so many old stories. Like
I
you have.
know.
A lot of
But
old
God bless
jokes
him.
to
Yeah,
go
you ain't no
backwards to.
taunting Homo Sheriff,
Yeah.
was what he said.
Miley Cyrus has been in the news this week because apparently she's like pals with Dolly Parton, but they're not pen pals or in a WhatsApp group.
I believe she's the goddaughter of
She is.
Oh, is
Dolly
she?
Parton.
Her godmother, yeah.
Oh, I did not pick that up from the story. I don't keep on top of Miley Cyrus news. I should get an alert, really.
Yeah. I wondered where that was going.
But they communicate by fax,
Yeah.
apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the paper calls it acute communication.
Yeah.
It's a throwback to a mobile phone-free time, I should say, really. I think
Do
it's still
people have
moving.
fax? Could I go and buy a fax machine today?
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Of course you
imagine
could.
so.
I don't mean on eBay, I mean from a shop.
In a real shop. That might be trickier.
That's brilliant.
It is, isn't it?
She
I
updates.
suppose she sends them because if I remember rightly, Dolly Parton works traditional office hours.
Oh.
So I'm guessing that's why she's
Well,
using the fax machine.
Do you think she does?
Al's not getting it, is he?
Oh, right.
She
yeah,
works
yeah.
traditional.
Yeah, got you.
Office
Got you.
hours.
We got there in the end.
For
I got
service
there.
and devotion.
Yeah.
Barely gets by, I hear. But she gets these hand-signed faxes, and she says she has to send it to someone who then digitalises it for her phone so that she can read it.
How lovely, though. How lovely that Dolly Parton contacts her like that.
Yeah.
And how lovely that she's got the kind of staff that can turn that into something she can handle. I had Cilla Black on Room 101 once, and she faxes people.
Does she?
Does she?
And I said, well, why do you still fax? And she said, I don't have the Wi-Fi. So I thought that is about as old a person's thing as you could possibly say. God bless her. Step inside, love. Let me show you the way.
I didn't know the Muppets was on this.
Yeah, yeah.
She also, Dolly, I think I might have read this somewhere else, but you know she sends cassettes as well
Does she?
to Miley. Yeah.
Does she?
She sends voice because I think, she sort of coaches her with voice-related things.
Does she? Wow.
Yes. She said, and Miley did say, she'll send me a cassette because she only sort of operates in cassettes, and then Miley has to get one of her staff to burn a CD.
Wow.
Remember that? Burning CDs?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that what the Nazis did?
There's books.
Oh, that was books. That was books. Sorry, everyone. I was going to say they was ahead of their time, the Nazis, burning CDs.
I like these stories, but I'm predisposed to it. I use an old-fashioned communication method. Me to my children, I use shouting.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
shouting
I like that
and
one.
anger.
Yeah,
That's
there
what
are
I'm
older
doing.
methods, of course, but they're not so fashionable now. The slap,
Goodness me.
no,
Fully gone.
I'd like to think that Miley still sends letters, formal letters, because it's a shame to waste a tongue like that, isn't it? Because licking the old envelope, I mean, she'd be
Right.
brilliant. She wouldn't even have to stoop. It just darts out like a lizard tongue under the envelope. Brilliant.
Can I just say,
She's still-
great choice of godparent as well. No children. Why do you think I've got 5?
Oh,
love?
that's a good idea, isn't
Oh,
it?
we get busy. Well, if you've got no kids, you get booked up with the those
With
activities.
godchildren.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you see?
yeah.
You're
That,
starting to think about it now.
Yeah.
You see? Okay.
I'm glad now we went for Reginald Cray.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
Can I do a little bit of a civic duty? We don't always see these. They sometimes come in midweek. But we've got an email, Frank's Walk on Music. Good morning, Frank and team. I'm a long-time listener, first-time emailer. Earlier in the year, Frank played a piece of music he walks on stage to when on tour. I've lost the link on my PC and it's doing my head in. Could you please tell me again? I think it was a female artist. It would put my mind to rest.
No.
It would be like Frank's stylus moment, as I've been trying to find this artist for weeks. Can you remember that?
Yes, it's a track called Nautilus by Anna Meredith. And
There you go, Rob.
it is a fabulous piece of music.
Great.
I always think when I come onto it, people like to come onto stuff that really lifts the crowd. I'd say there's a strong sense of foreboding in it, but that's all right.
Didn't you used to come on to a fall song about crates?
I used to come on to Container Drivers by the fall. But no, I still come on to Nautilus by Anna Meredith. Yeah.
Excellent.
Check out Anna Meredith. She's a major talent.
We were talking about line dancing off air just then because we were discussing
Miley
Billy
Cyrus.
Ray's daughter. You know Billy Ray's daughter?
Yeah. Because Miley's dad wrote and performed. I presumed he wrote it. The great line dance anthem, "Achy Breaky Heart."
Yeah.
Which, when you say in the cold light, can you imagine someone say whose wife has left her, mate? Are you doing it? I've got a bit of a achy, breaky heart.
Oh, worse, Frank.
Right.
It's suffering bereavement of some sort.
Yeah.
How's
Probably want a
everything going?
Rennie.
Since your partner died. Oh, achy breaky heart.
Oh, achy, breaky.
But yeah.
Yes. So I'm quite.
You're a fan, aren't you?
I used to go line dancing in Hendon at one
I thought
point.
you were going to say Kentucky State Fair or something.
But Lionel Blair taught me to line dance. He did.
So many showbiz stories.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Lionel
First,
Blair.
what Elton John with his with
had
Bobby
Elton
Crush
John with
stuck
a
on his
post-it
forehead was
note.
not ridiculous, but this is.
No, Lionel Blair, he had a DVD out called Line All Dancing,
That is good.
Oh.
in which he talked about, and he showed me some major moves.
Brilliant.
And how was it?
It was great. I mean, that's it was Blair. He was my enabler, Lionel Blair, that got me into the whole.
Really?
Yeah.
And I once went to the Grand Old Opry in Glasgow, and there was a lot of line dancing going on. Some top-notch line dancing.
Glasgow.
Yeah,
Who knew?
yeah. So
Are they busy? Is there a big queue to get in at the line dancing?
yeah, but it's a hell of a queue. That's it. Why bother going in? Once you're in the queue, you might as well just do it.
Just bring your iPod and go for it.
You could come in line dancing. That would be great. People actually line dance into the venue. Yeah, why wait?
Or
Ladies'
use-
toilets. Da, 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 da. My achy breaky bladder.
The Frank Skinner Show. Listen live every Saturday morning from 8 on Absolute Radio.
I'll tell you what, Miley Cyrus, who I think you'll agree, is a very, very attractive
Stone
young
Cold
woman.
Fox. Yeah.
Sure.
Stunner.
But I think it says something about where I am in my life, that when I saw her naked on the Wrecking Ball video,
Oh, yeah.
my first thought was what my mum used to say about, if you sit on cold surfaces, you'll get hemorrhoids. That was my first thought. I mean, I've gone.
Oh, no.
I've lost.
Yeah.
Well, I think of the practicalities. When I see people for a night out in a bralette, I think, where is everything? Where's your bag and your coat?
But she's
and-
got people.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
got...
And she
What,
goes
they're
from
just
one
walking
heating
around
interior
holding
to
her stuff?
another. Let's be
I
honest.
do remember I had the idea of the helium balloon with your possessions.
Oh,
that
that's
you
a good
take with
idea.
you. Yeah, just tie it on the bra strap.
I love that
and off you
idea,
go.
Frank.
Yeah, I had an idea. Do you ever? This is a frustrating thing. Do you ever have an idea for something and think, oh, this is, and then you think, I suppose I better have a look on the internet to see if anyone else has thought of it, and then some people who've done it really badly have thought of it. You have to
right,
abandon it.
Oh, what is
So
it?
I thought it would be a great
Painting sunflowers.
a great Christmas decoration. Do what?
Like people who painted sunflowers.
Yeah, exactly. A great Christmas decoration would be Miley Cyrus sitting on a Christmas globe, wrecking ball style.
Right.
Come on,
Yeah.
that's the one.
So I looked, and like about 10 people have done it, but like with rubbishy cut out. They haven't even done it with like a little model Miley Cyrus.
Oh no,
So that killed that.
that's a shame because you
I
could
thought
have.
if I could get really, really tiny Miley Cyrus figures, I could do a string of them on goldfish poo.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you get those little things hanging off a goldfish that are like individual globules.
It's a long time since I've been watching goldfish this closely.
Okay.
What's he been up to this week? Busy man.
Anyway, if there's any Miley fans listening, you can have that.
I think the snow globe conceit is a lovely one, but I agree it's all in the execution.
It is. It is. That's what I said to Gary Gilmore. Google it. So,
She got called the twerk queen in the article I read,
that's
Miley.
gone, hasn't it? Twerking.
Has it gone?
I don't.
Oh,
People
that disappeared with Robin Thicke.
According to this, she's still twerking royalty. She's the twerk queen.
She's twerking royalty. Is that adjective or verb?
She's
Because
no
your mate that
tante,
was
no
trying not to
Cherie.
Yeah. No, it was a big thing, wasn't it? The twerking.
It was.
But it was all in the Robin Thicke days. It's all changed now.
What's happened to Robin Thicke?
He's just
sued, didn't he?
He's got some financial
Some financial woes.
stuff to sort
the
out.
estate
Oh,
of
I
Marvin
see.
Gaye, I
That's
believe.
right, yeah.
Oh yes.
Breaking news here on Absolute Radio.
No. You come,
VHS shut as well,
No,
now
mate.
you come to mention it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Thicko. Is that his nickname among
think
friends?
so, yeah.
I hope so.
I went to school with a few people with the same nickname.
Yeah, exactly. The weird thing was they weren't even anyway.
Frank, whatever happened to calling people thick?
I think that's gone.
Not allowed?
No, that's definitely
Okay.
gone. Hold on.
Still alive and well when I'm driving, let me tell you.
No, yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. What's this bloke doing? That's my standard thing.
Oh, is it?
Well, I don't say bloke,
Yeah.
but what's this doing? Amount of times I say that.
Do you
It's,
do the passive aggressive angry clap? I've seen men do that.
I try
quite enjoy it.
not.
They go, oh, well done. Oh, well done, mate. Yeah, great.
No, I try not to do that in case, just in case I see him at the services.
Absolute Radio.
Frank Skinner on Absolute Radio.
So this is it's actually the last link of 2018
Yeah.
for us, which is a bit of a shocker, and also the last ever link that we do with the producer of this show, Daisy Knight, who has been with us since it's 9.5 years now.
Get less for murder.
Yeah, you get that for murder. I'm trying to think. Let me see if there's a suitable. If you don't mind me borrowing this, Emily.
No.
Well, she's all you'd ever want. She's the kind I'd like to flaunt and take to dinner.
Yes, I took her to dinner once when she was pregnant, and she ordered goat's cheese salad, and the waiter said, "I don't think so, because you're not supposed to have soft cheese when you're pregnant." And I thought, God, I'm glad. I mean, what if she hadn't been pregnant? That would have just been the worst thing that's ever happened to anyone. But it was wise advice from that man, so that was brilliant. So yeah, I mean, it's. Daisy was here from just the absolute. When we did tryouts at the beginning.
When it was terrible.
It was just me and Emily, and we just, we just talked about the old days. Obviously, that's stopped. I'm going to see if I can do Daisy's leaving. Didn't quite work, but
Yeah.
that's
Nearly.
all right, I think. Yeah, exactly. That's what nearly is what it's all about. Of course, this time next year when Daisy gets mentioned, I'll be playing. But I must say, she's done an absolutely amazing job. And as I said on my thank you card, I'm not the easiest. So well done. Thank you, Daisy. And good luck on rock and roll football, which you're not leaving.
What about...
But we'll leave it there. We'll say no more about that.
Not the easiest, remember that.
No, exactly.
Your words.
Oh, the mats, they're lovely to work for. Absolute joy. But, where's their awards? Anyway, so for the next two Saturdays, this has been lovely, hasn't it? For the next two, I'm just hitting any jingle now. Come on! I like it. For the next two Saturdays, can I have to say this? You can listen to the best of the Frank Skinner Show from 8 till 11 a.m. So the show continues, but in quintessential form.
Oh.
So really, all the stuff you listen to on this show when you were on the verge of turning over, and then something good happened. All that'll be gone. Are you editing these, Daisy? No, she couldn't be bothered. We are a dot in the rearview mirror, I think it's fair to say. So they'll be available to download also as podcasts. I mean, and this is the greatest hit. So if you've just joined, then you'll work out why this programme is so much loved.
I remember telling you last year I loved the best ofs because it's just full of the good stuff.
Well,
that's really good.
By definition,
Yeah.
the best ofs are of that, yes.
Extraordinary.
Really liked it.
So the next 2 weeks
They're
is
the best.
best ofs, and then we're back in January, God willing. A really bad winter could see me off at my age, let's face it. So, and then...
Happy Christmas, everyone.
And then Sarah, our assistant producer, will be the producer next year. So one door shuts and another door opens.
Are you not Alan Sugar at the Amstrad Christmas party?
Exactly. So that'll be lovely. That's it. That's, yes. Goodbye, Daisy, and thank you for everything.
Love you.
Yes, thank you so much for listening all this year, in fact. Listen to the best ofs next week. And we'll be back in January if the good Lord spares us and the creeks don't rise. Be seeing you.
You're listening to the Frank Skinner podcast from Absolute Radio. Want your Frank fix a little sooner? Listen live every Saturday from 8 a.m. on Absolute Radio. Across the UK on digital radio, mobile apps, and in London and the South East on 105.8 FM.
Absolute Radio.